Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Stupid Player NegativeAE, and welcome to an update video. If you have not been to an update video before, this is kind of a video where I talk about things that I want to do with the channel. It usually happens right before I change something about the channel, so I can ask you guys kind of what your opinion is on it. I've voiced some of my concerns with the channel, what I think I'm doing wrong, and what I'm trying to improve on, so you guys can tell me, like, hey, I think this is fine, and then I don't have to worry about it, right? Or, oh, hey, I think that you should work on this because this and this has happened. This is the place to do that. This is the place to comment and tell me, hey, your ideas are shit, or hey, you're worrying about the wrong things, or hey, you're worrying about the right things, or hey, this idea sounds great to me. Anything that you have to say, honestly, down in the comments in this video would help out the channel a lot. So a couple things that I just want to do for the future of the channel, and then we'll move on to my concerns and whatnot. So the future of the channel, obviously live streaming is a big part of what I want to do later on in the channel. I think that live streaming is going to be really cool in the future if we can get like a good game base going. I know right now we have Vagante. TowerClimb seems pretty cool, but I think that once I beat TowerClimb, it's going to be like, okay, I need to put TowerClimb on the shelf. I don't know though. But we have Vagante for sure. That's a game that I can always come back to and always just hop on and play some shit. So yeah, I think live streaming would be really cool. The thing with live streaming is that I want to get a new stream graphic. I have to get a new stream. The stream graphic I have right now, the stream starting soon with the all BRB sign below it and then the chat to the right. I literally threw that together in like 4 seconds. like it's not good. It's not good at all. And it was just like the first time I was streaming, I was like, all right, I need something here. It can't just be a black screen, right? So then that's what I put there. It wasn't the first time. It was like the second stream that I put that together because the first stream was experimental. But yeah, I need better stream graphics, both for starting soon, like being back, right? I think that my stream graphics are subpar, and that's like the next step that I need to do. I also need to get better at like changing the game and finding games that are good to stream. I think multiplayer games are up there, so if we can find some multiplayer roguelikes, maybe other than Vagante, because like that's what we play. Yeah, I think it would be really cool to play those for the channel. Maybe even like Full Mojo Rampage is online, so maybe one of we do that one day. I don't know. It'd be very experimental going to the future with streaming. Also, what are we thinking about for the future? Like as far as game wise goes, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking for the future. I usually just kind of like fly by the seat of my pants with the games thing. I know Quizly has recommended. He recommended the DD12 game, which I played, but he also recommended like this. So the game, it's like $5. It's like a puzzle game with horror elements. Is that something you guys like to see? You guys like to see horror stuff? I have some horror things. I have like the Nightmare Dungeon thing. I don't know if you guys know what that is. There's like a randomly generated Nightmare Dungeon thing that I have from way long ago. It looked really cool on paper. It was randomly generated. It's horror, it's cool. I think it's really cheap though, right? Like you just get scared, or you get jump scared out of nowhere. There's not really any way to stop it. There's not like a strategy behind it, unless there is, and I just haven't gotten far enough into that community. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys want to see more horror stuff, that's fine. Also, if you guys have any game suggestions, I know Dungeons of Dreadmore is a thing that someone suggested on a previous video. I read all the comments, by the way. I don't know if that's obvious or not to you. Like, I try to reply to as many of them as I can, and even if you reply to an old video, that it bings me on my phone. Every time that someone does anything on my channel, it bings me on my phone, except for when you comment on my profile directly. That I have to actually log in to YouTube to see. I don't know why they don't notify you of profile comments, but if you comment on any of my videos or something, it'll let me know and I can go immediately to that comment, which is cool. It also sends me an email, so in case I miss anything, I just go to my email. It's really cool. It's a cool system that they have. But yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions, I'm going to read them on any video. But Dungeons & Dreadmore is one of those that I thought was interesting because I've always been kind of interested in those text-based roguelike. I know it's not a text-based Dungeons & Dreadmore, but it functions like one. It functions like one of those old text-based games like NetHack. So I'll have to give it a try. I mean, obviously there's an interface that you can click and stuff on, but I think it's cool that they are going back to their roots. I'd be interested in trying it out, but the problem comes with episode lengths. I don't know if you guys are as worried about episode lengths as I am. I want to keep, like, I'm worried, like, there's a point where you have episode lengths that are 10 minutes. That's not enough time. It's not enough time. The 15 and 10 minutes, I always feel like whenever like people end after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I always feel like, oh, well, I wanted more from that. 20 minutes is like a perfect. 30 is pretty good. I'll sit for a 30-minute episode. It's just like watching TV. When you get to an hour, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask of people. An hour of their time. I think that's, I don't know if it's a problem as much as it's like a preference almost. Like if there's a lot of times that I'll see like an hour 30-minute video and there's a genuine question, especially like the content has to be really good in order for me to sit through an hour and 30 minutes of something, or you know, it could be a stream. It could be like if it's a stream, I'll sit for hours on end watching that stream because it's fun to kind of hang out with them in real. It's like you're hanging out with a friend. It's kind of why I think streaming is so cool these days. Is like you're literally hanging out with a friend, especially the small streamers or whatever. Sorry, I hit my mic there. But yeah. So I don't know what I don't know what to do with the episode length as far as how long to make the video, whether it be I think an hour is like my limit, right? Like if a video is over an hour, I feel bad about uploading the video because I know that a lot of people have stuff to do in their day and I don't want to fucking take up all their time. That being said, it might just be me that I'm worried. So I don't know. Are you guys worried about episode times? Because even if there's just one person that's like, oh, I don't know, because there's gonna be, you know, there's gonna be people just coming to the channel just randomly just to see what's going on, and you see like an hour 30-minute episode, and then you're gonna be pissed, right? Or at least I would be. I don't know. But that being said, like I think like games like Dungeons & Dreadmore require like those long episodes because like it sucks separating runs, like especially with roguelikes. It sucks separating them into parts because, you know, people are gonna watch the whole thing, right? Like it's like, I guess you could say the same thing about story, but like in story-based games you like take breaks because they're so long. They're like 15 hours, 30 or 20 hours, 30 hours. You take breaks in between, so you don't bore yourself out. But roguelikes are just an hour and 30 minutes. If I separate that up, it feels like I cheated almost. I don't know. It's weird trying to decide how long episodes should be and whatnot. I'm also doing some editing for a friend. His name is DeadX Jester Ronnie. I uploaded a video a long time ago called Happy Endings or something like that with him, where he would get like super mad about the game. That's just how he is in real life, by the way. He's not acting. He just is super mad about things. But I'm doing some editing for him, and he's playing a horror game, so maybe I'll link that in the description. I do want to get better at my editing, so I think that doing this is going to help me get better at my editing, although I have a very busy like YouTube thing going on. I think that making some time to edit his videos will help me out in the long run. What else? Oh yeah, things that I'm concerned about in the future. I'm sorry if this video has made no sense. I don't even remember what I was talking about before. But things that I'm concerned about in the future. So my commentary is, I think, just better. It's like when you have you ever lived with like a younger person, like a sibling, like a younger sibling? And while you're living with them, they grow up, like they're obviously like taller, but like you just kind of see them as the same height because you've lived together like the whole time, and you don't really, it's like a gradual change. But then like you introduce them to your friend who used to know them when they were 3, and they're like, holy shit, they're so much bigger. And you don't really notice because you've been with them the whole time. That's kind of what I mean, is like I feel like I'm better at commentary. And like obviously I watched some of the videos that I've done in the past, and something has changed, something's different. But it's hard to see like a huge change in my commentary. I like to think that I'm better though. I have a consciousness while I'm playing. I'm not just thinking about the game anymore. I'm actually thinking about what I'm going to say next, which is cool. Which leads me to my next point, which is I talk about the game too much, or at least I think I do, right? I don't know if you guys think this, but the game is already like giving you signs in ways that I reinforce. So let's say like Vagante, for example, gives me a really good item, and I'm like, oh crap, this is good. Yeah, it's my opinion that that's good, but generally when I say that, it's like, oh, this is a +3 strength, +6 luck item, right? And like, of course that's good. Like the people can see, and it's okay to mention that and reinforce that for people that are new. But when I keep reinforcing, like, oh, that's good. All right, what we're gonna do is equip this and then fight dragon with it, and then we're just gonna wreck shop because of how good this item is, right? Like that's kind of how my commentary is I just kind of talk about the last thing that happened, and then while I'm fighting dragon, I'm like, oh crap, F me, dude, how did that happen, right? Like that's my whole stick. There was a time when I would like tell stories and stuff like that. I kind of missed that. I think that it's better to talk about your life. If you look at I'm trying to think of Game Grumps. If you look at Game Grumps is, you could argue that the reason why they're so popular is because they're funny and they make jokes about games. But when you look at when you watch their videos and you actually take a look at their channel, they talk about their lives a lot. And their lives are pretty interesting. They have like a musical career thing that they're doing. They're doing live with Game Grumps, and they can talk about stuff like that. And yeah, they're funny while they talk about it, but it's just cool to listen to people talk about their lives, and also be watching a game that you can just kind of like, passively watch in the background, because, it kind of plays this. Vagante kind of plays itself, right? You get items. The items could be good or bad, and then Shopkeeper has items that could be good or bad, and then you have boss fights. The rest of the level is just, spiders being dicks or something like that. So I think that dialing back on talking about the gameplay, just kind of telling people like what stuff means, and then going on to telling a story, I think would be way more interesting than me just talking about the game the entire time. But then again, I don't want it to feel forced and whatnot. Another thing that I'm concerned about is displaying too many emotions in my videos. I think that I've been doing YouTube for about a year or two now, and it's I feel comfortable, I guess is the term that I'm looking for. I feel comfortable to the point where I'm okay with sharing things like oh, I'm having a bad day, or that time that I made that video at like my lowest point, and I was kind of just talking about being depressed and whatnot just in that video. And I don't think a lot of people come to YouTube to be depressed, right? I mean, and they could, maybe they do, but I'd really like, I don't know. Part of me thinks that it's a bad thing to share your emotions on the internet because of just how the internet works nowadays, and how the internet functions. At the same time, I like the realism that I get. Like, I'm not a character, right? This is me. Like the me that is talking to you in each video is me. That's who I am in real life. This is pretty much how I talk to people. I mean, obviously, in real life, I'm silent a lot because people are talking back to me and whatnot, and I have to listen to people. But a lot of what I display on camera, I try to just be who I am. So that way there's no question, like, you can't be like, oh, this isn't who this guy is. He's actually just playing a character. Like, and there's channels that do that do a really great job of playing characters. But I don't know, I think it's cool to have, it's almost like you guys are my friends now, that I'm me on camera, because you guys get to know me, whether it be through the things that I say, like gosh, like I actually say gosh darn it in real life. It's not a thing that I have for YouTube. I actually say gosh, and I'm working on it. I really am. I really shouldn't say gosh darn it. I don't know who else in the world says gosh darn it, but I actually say that. I think it came from, like, when I was a kid. I didn't really say, I don't know. I'm not going to get into my whole childhood right now. But probably because this video is 15 minutes already. But yeah, I'm worried about displaying too many emotions in my videos, and I want to dial back on that maybe a little bit, and just kind of, if I'm having a bad day, drop it, go take a break, and whatnot. I did that yesterday, where I was just like, I'm having a bad day, but I need to make a video today. Maybe I don't need to make a video that day. Maybe I do. I just need to postpone it a little bit and upload double the next day or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's my next concern. Is there any other concerns that I have? I'm concerned that I don't have enough replies. What I mean by this is that there's a lot of comments that are like, oh, you're doing so great, and stuff like that. And I want to say, it's weird because I want to say thank you, right? But thank you is way too generic. So then I started saying, I appreciate this. This is great. But then that also sounds pretty generic after a while. But so then I started saying, thank you. This is awesome. I appreciate the love that you're giving me and whatnot, and like combining the two. And then that feels like I'm not repeating. I swear it gets to be a point where, like, I really want to express my gratitude for these people. Like, there's people that are sending me gifts now. And I'm like, oh my goodness, dude. Like, you cannot send me gifts right now. Do not send me gifts. I really appreciate that you guys are sending me gifts. Don't send me gifts. I feel really bad because I don't have any money to, like, usually when someone sends you a gift, like, you're like, oh man, I really want to send this person a gift because they sent me a gift. I don't have money to send gifts to people. People are sending me gifts, and then I just have to accept it. I have to be like, you know what? I accept this. And then I feel bad that I can't get them a gift. Which is a problem. But that's not what I'm talking about. I genuinely want to say thanks to everybody that leaves nice comments on all my videos. I really did not think the internet was a great place when I started YouTube. It was, it's kind of like the Wild West of society. You can just say or do whatever you want, and like shoot and tell people to kill themselves anytime you want. And there's this side of the internet that you don't really get to see unless you're a small YouTuber and you have people following you, where people are just really nice. And I think it's cool to see that part of the internet exists, or there's a part of the internet that exists like that. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say. I think that's everything. I'm sorry this video is way too long. This video is like a gameplay length. But there was a lot that I wanted to get off my chest. And if there's anything else that I want to say, or anything else that you guys have to say, let me know in the comments. I'll also probably make another one if anything slips my mind, or I want to completely change the channel in some way. I'm also looking to change my banner and logo. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I think it'd be cool to just recycle it and get people making art, even if it's good, or even if it's something simple. I think it'd be cool to, like, kind of showcase art on the channel that people make. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And if you didn't like any of the ideas, hit the dislike button and tell me in the comments why. Subscribe if you feel necessary, because I'm planning on obviously uploading videos in the future. So if you want to keep track of my progress and whatnot, definitely do that. I hope you guys are having the best rest of your day, if not the greatest rest of your day. and peace out, you guys.